Hello everyone and welcome to the Scribble Time Punching Panda stream. We just had like a weird crash that just happened, so we are back at it. So hopefully this is going live again, and we were through one drawing before the whole thing before my whole computer crashed. So hopefully this is working again. And anyways, let's just get back to drawing. So sorry about that. My apologies. So let's transition here. Okay. So I'll be back in the. I'll be back here just working on this. So we had a potato car in the beginning. I was working on a duck, and for some reason that is now. Let's see, potato car, and so we're going to go and draw a duck. A panda racing on a duck. So the theme was in the last stream was for racing. So we were trying to go upon that, and so right before we crashed. Sorry, it's just like trying to figure out how to reorient myself after that. I never had that happen before, where the computer just completely shut down without any warning. So, but I see some people are trickling in, so hopefully we get some people back from the previous stream. So we're gonna draw our panda racing on a duck. So unfortunately it crashed and I wasn't able to recover the file, so but now we're just back at it. So I'm gonna draw Nop the duck here. Like I said, he has a heart of gold. He's kind of a little bit of a village idiot. It's not a nice word. He's just not very bright. But so let's see. So Panda always has to basically Nop wants to always help out, but it always ends up taking more work to it always ends up causing more work than what's needed. Okay, so I see some people are coming back. Thanks for coming back, guys. It's sorry for the little mishap. I don't know exactly what happened. That's the first time that's ever happened to me, where my computer just decided to peace out for no reason. Never saw any warning at all for it, so hopefully that doesn't happen again. But who knows? Now I'm all paranoid about my computer. Yeah, let's go like this. Maybe. Actually, I'm gonna change this pose up. I'm gonna make it a little bit. I'm going to try to have Nop's arms go as far as possible. So this is another one of those pieces that's starting to turn out to be like a puzzle. Like, how do I make out their dimensions? little jockey helmet on. I think the Panda needs to be a little bit larger, actually, so Nop could feel the. Maybe I shouldn't have this arm out. Maybe that's causing me trouble. So let's just go like this. Boom. He's just so fat and chubby. He's like mush. So today's for those of you guys who are just joining in, this is the theme of today is going to be racing. So that's why we have a potato car racing a potato car. It could be any kind of mode of transportation. It could be a boat. It could be a duck. It could be a ship, what have you. I usually like having not be very be quite the go-getter. He's always like, he may not be that smart, but he has drive and passion, I tell you. Maybe we'll put Nop's tail back here. Okay, that's a good idea, by the way, from Lincoln. Stagecoach, Panda racing a stagecoach with the wheel missing, not a meal whistling. We started to talk like Porky Pig. Okay, so there's a panda riding a pig. Or sorry, a panda riding a duck. I can't get my thing straightened out. Alright, so we're gonna have like it's gonna have a stagecoach. We'll do racing a stagecoach. Let me just pull up something here. Stagecoach is kind of like this, kind of slightly slanted. I'm going to draw the whole thing first. Then a stagecoach usually has, I think the driver is usually sitting up here on this seat. Actually, let's go a little bit larger here. I'm going to give him his arms here. Give him the reins. Then with the stagecoach, you also have little bars and stuff for the luggage. Not sure. This feels a little bit tiny. I'm going to start over. Sorry. Let's start over here. Hello, Nick. Welcome to the Scribble Time Panda stream. We are live, and we had a computer crash earlier today, but never fear, we are still here. So I'm going to draw a panda racing a stagecoach. Let's make it more. Yeah, sometimes you just need to like redraw it to just get a better feel for it. Like right now, I'm still kind of messing up a little bit, just trying to see how things would feel. So I'm just going to put that there. Okay. All right. I'm gonna look up my reference too with the stagecoach, because the stagecoach is also pretty it's also pretty elaborate. There's a lot of stuff going on the stagecoach. I'm just gonna pick one random one. Let's just say this here. I'm not gonna copy it verbatim, but I'm just gonna get just a general shape. So like for example, like the seat that this guy's on is one part. This is obviously tailored to a human, so it's proportioned to a human, so it may not work out too well for our panda. So actually, I got a little bit distracted there. Let's put this here. It's got his belly, and then then he has his foot like so. So this whole apparatus, this whole seating area is kind of like, I'm just going to draw a little bit ambiguous so it's not too clearly defined, because I'm not looking to be super tight with this drawing. Okay, so I'm going to get the base here. Also, trying to keep my perspective from getting too crazy here. So I'm just going to draw one side like this. And then I'm going to draw the wagon wheels, so they're kind of supported on this base like so, this rectangular base. So so I'm going to use these vertices as my locations for wheels. And so I'm going to put one wheel back here though, because we're going to have one fall off, kind of show how crazy the Wild West is. So I'm just going to draw through the center, draw the spokes. Maybe draw a little bit of an outline to kind of show the edge of the wheels. Yeah, I think a part of me is a little bit not thinking straight through some of these drawings because of what happened with the crash earlier today. My computer crashing, not the stock market, but that's also crashing too. But sometimes when you're drawing on the fly like this, it can be a little bit distracting when something like your computer crashes. So I'm not going to mention that anymore. We're going to talk about just working on this drawing. So I actually haven't done racing in a long time. The last time I think I raced was like back in high school during gym class. And I thought like growing up I had longer legs, but apparently I don't. I kind of have a shorter shorter legs. So, but for some reason I was able to at least move fast. So when I play basketball or something like that, I'm always running around, and so it maybe I just have little hamster legs that just keep churning. And like Lionel Messi has like apparently has a short legs, but he's like, I think there's some videos out there of him like just doing a time lapse of him running playing a game, and you see he's just constantly running. He's like churning and churning and churning, always on the move. Okay, so here's another wheel. Do our axis like so. This is drawing's definitely looking very professional. I say that sarcastically. It's looking like a mess right now. But, you know, sometimes you can get really good drawings and sometimes you can get drawings. This feels like definitely a challenging one because of how the subject matter. I'm going to put Randy in the window because Randy is always up for a good time. Or actually, let me put Randy over here because this is part of storytelling. So I'm gonna have Randy here, coming out the window. And he's holding a little, maybe he has a hat. He's like, yeehaw. So our theme is racing today, in case of, just to remind everybody who's actually jumping in into the chat. So we're gonna go through and do, let's see, let me just pull up the chat window here just in case. Yeah, so there'll be a door right here, little footstep thing. So this will help to clear things up. That Nop will look out the window and be like, hmm? I'm going to move that hat so that it doesn't get in Nop's way. Stagecoach is a very interesting subject, so I okay, so there we go. Maybe lose a couple bags here. Some duffel bags. So this is about what I call storytelling, is when you start adding interesting things. So this is not just a stagecoach, it's a stagecoach that's falling apart. You have characters just reacting to different things. Oh yeah, we also need horses. Duh. Let's get those horses in there somehow. Because let's put the horses somewhere. Okay, so let me turn off some of these layers here because they're getting in the way. So with the horse, so the tricky thing about drawing this horse is going to be the perspective, because it's kind of a weird perspective at the moment. Let's clean this up a bit. All right. So this horse is going to be slightly bigger. So if I imagine the horse in a box, it's going to be something like this. So this is going to be a tricky thing for me to draw because I'm not normally used to drawing horses at this type of perspective. But I'm going to try to stick to the basics and try to make sure that this is going to go as smoothly or terribly as possible. So we're going to have a horse, or maybe it's more like this. Well, it might appear a bit taller because it is closer to the camera. So let's move this down here. So this is what I think about when I'm trying to solve a problem. I'm trying to figure out a way to just do it in a way that doesn't that's not going to cause too much of a mess. So there's going to be like the bigger portion of the horse is going to be here, and then it's also going to look up. So I'm thinking of like a horse like this. Again, we're going to go with that that structure that we talked about with animals, where it's kind of like a snake. Like all animals kind of have this snake or a seal-like pattern to them. The proportions just vary differently. So with the horse, it's kind of like you have a bigger and then here the horse's back is kind of like, so usually there's like a hump here and a hump down here and a hump right here, here hump, there hump, everywhere a hump. Okay, I'm just gonna put that there. Obviously this is a pretty rough sketch. If I had to go through and clean this up, I probably would put some more perspective lines to kind of make it feel more on model, because he's feeling a bit off model right now. Actually, with the horse, the gallop, I think the legs should probably kick in a little bit more. So they should be more like so. It's probably people watching this at home, they're probably screaming at me about how this horse is being drawn. No pun intended. Let's see, we also have, I think there's a, I don't know my my carriage anatomy, but I think it's supposed to be like, oops, excuse me. So I'll erase some of these lines to kind of clean them up a bit. So this probably would have been serving me a little bit better if I actually drew the horse in the side profile versus doing this weird perspective. So this is a good example of what not to do, where you're trying to draw something super complicated. Sometimes a simpler solution would suffice. So I probably wouldn't attack this problem like this again. I probably would do a different angle based upon like my experience as a drawing horses in this perspective, but also for clarity of the pose too, because you want to make sure that you know, the audience can figure out and understand what's being depicted. Maybe we can just shade this in a little bit just to show. All right. You might notice that I'm in. You might notice that, like, yeah, I'm furrowing my brow a lot because I'm looking at this and I'm just trying to think through this this drawing. It's kind of. It's a little bit haphazard. It's not my best drawing for sure, but it definitely was a challenge. And so thank you, Lincoln, for doing that to me and making me super stressed about trying to draw this. But it's a good challenge. It's a good way to just kind of work through and try to problem solve, because I'm trying to just depict certain angles and certain you know, just make sure it reads. That's what all I'm worried about. At this point, I'm worried about just more how it feels. And I think it's one of those things when you actually go and do a drawing like this, when you sometimes it might become and I've had it with other pieces I've done where you get so stressed out, sometimes you just have to walk away and kind of get a fresh look at it. And sometimes when you come back to the drawing board, that time taken away from looking at the drawing for so long helps you to see it in a new light, and then you can spot all the mistakes. Because right now I can't. I'm starting to like lose that perspective about what looks correct and what doesn't. So, anyways, hope that that helps. Let's go to another one. That was quite a doozy. Let's do see, draw the duck in the stagecoach. Okay, Panda racing down. Okay, from this, both of you guys. Let me get a sip here. So, a panda racing down barrel. This one will be a little bit easier for sure. So, by the way, all these drawings are going to be provided on my website at punchingpandas.com/scribbletime. So they're all available for download to print out. So if you want to do, if you want to color these, or if you want to do some paint overs, be my guest. And so I'm gonna do a larger brush here. The barrel's pretty easy to draw. You just draw 2 circles, kind of make a bulge at the end. Actually, as I was saying that, let's make that hill. So you draw 2 circles like this. Draw like that. Oh, thanks for the words, kind words, Nick. I try. Sometimes doesn't always come out the way I want it to, but I try. Yeah, during this time also, like when everybody's home, this is a chance to also level up, and if you have the means to take a class or something like that, take advantage of that. Especially people who are single and don't have kids, because my goodness. I'm going to talk about trying to stay focused. But I love my kid. Alright, we're going to give him a little number. We'll do like 002. Alright. You guys have any other topics for racing? So this is Seattle Ride the Ducks. We'll do a racing of that one. Okay, thanks. Drawn this in. Panda barrel racing. There is one like video that I came across one time. It's like this is cheese festival or some weird festival in England where all the participants get to go to the top of a hill, and then they have this wheel of cheese that they roll down this really steep hill, and basically this whole crowd just chases after this block of cheese, and of course they all like tumble and fall and get injured and everything, but it's it's a tradition. Okay, panda racing down a hill in a barrel. Let's do that. Got some grass, some rocks here. Okay. Oh. All right. So next we have the duck boat. keep those keep those suggestions coming. I'm looking at the chat, and I'm gonna pull up a duck boat. So in Seattle, we have these things called the Seattle duck boats. They're basically boats on wheels, and they tour. They tour people around the city, and they kind of look like this. Basically, it's just a giant boat on wheels. Oh. Okay, I can't seem to get my Photoshop to work. Calm down. Calm down, you. No, I guess it's only when I'm using the hand tool. Come on, hand tool. Alright, here we go. Oh? What is going on here? Okay. Well, we'll just deal with that for now. So the duck boat looks like something like that. Basically, it's just a tourism boat. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw the boat like this. Pretty simple boat. I'm just going to show a little bit of the front so that kind of informs the shape. So we're going to do this. I'm going to add some of the ribbing on the boat to make it feel like it's a boat. We're gonna make it go really fast. Now the trick here is not to make it feel like, maybe I need to fix this edge because it's starting to feel like I'm trying to draw like a rowboat like this, where, you know, I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to make it look like this instead. Because the front of the boat actually looks like this. So they actually take the boat in the water too, or I think it's amphibious. So it's like, you know, so this is what the front looks like. So this is always important to always study reference and see how forms are created. So I'm going to put a line right here to kind of show that the form is turning a little bit. Then here, I'm just going to just color in this wheel. I don't know if that the company would appreciate me drawing a duck boat racing, because they had a pretty bad accident a few years ago where it crashed into a bus on I-90 and killed some people. So condolences to them, but we're gonna keep drawing. I'm gonna try to keep the mood light if I can. Sorry about that. Duck boat is pretty good. I'm going to blame Lawrence for that, for suggesting that. It's your fault, not mine. Okay, we're going to draw this. Maybe draw a little bit of a... Maybe I can make it a little bit wider. Yeah, maybe that will help a little bit to kind of make it feel like... Make it really deliberate that it's a flat boat. Okay, then here Panda's talking into the intercom. He's like, and to your left. And right now we are going faster than the speeding limit is allowed. Okay. Then we have all the rest of the friends here. Let's put in Topher. Topher the Akita. He's a Akita dog. We have Summer Squirrel. Who's always she's kind of like Piglet. A little bit timid, shy. Also have Randy. And of course Chimo the cat's always in the back. Doesn't care, just looks at her phone. And maybe I'll just paint a big number 2. Okay, number 2 being it's my number, so I like the look of it. Okay. Oh, they went bankrupt. Oh, okay. Oh boy. Man, Lawrence, you killed the mood here. Well, they used to be around. So duck boats used to be a tourism business. No longer. Okay. All right. We are at. I'm gonna keep going for another 15 minutes because we had a little snafu with the internets, or more like my computer. So, by the way, this always reminds you to save. Always save your work, because you never know when something's gonna happen, like your computer's gonna crash or something weird or funky like that. Oh yeah, we also gotta add flags. Some good old well, I can't imagine duck boats would be operating right now. Seems kind of a bit foolhardy. Oh yeah, I forgot about the duck. Of course, the duck's gonna be right here. Boy, a lot of knock today. You guys really like. Just chilling out in the back on the roof. Okay, so we got that. Alright, so we have our Seattle duck boat. Any other suggestions for drawings? Type them in the chat. We got about another 15 minutes left, so hopefully you guys are having fun with this. I actually got to add, maybe I should take out this number 2, so maybe that'll help, because I have to still Here, let me take out that 2 here. Erase, 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 erase. And then I could say, oh, okay. Actually, let me do this. I'm gonna take out Nop up here because he's gonna be like, gonna add the logo here based upon this logo on the bus. Okay, we just drop down to down. So right. Done. Yeah, kind of messed up though. How about we go like this? Ride the ducks, okay? Alright, that's how we do Ride the Ducks. With our friend Nop the Duck. I'm going to clear out the silhouette a little bit. Oh, so by the way, so this Friday I'm going to do a stream where, so for our Scribble Time, I'm going to take your drawings and I'm going to redraw them in my own style. So feel free to submit your drawings via or tag them on Instagram or Facebook or what have you with hashtag Scribble Time, and I'll get those drawn, or I'll draw those live at the next on Friday's live stream. So okay, I think I got all that. It's getting a little bit too complicated. A little bit what we call overworking our drawing. Okay, so next is going to be, I'm going to put the Seattle duck here. And this will be our, so the link to the Facebook page, by the way, is in the description. Yeah, you can see the links to my social media accounts in the description below in the video. And you can click on those. There's also on Instagram, it's punching.pandas. Facebook is punching panda, and Twitter is punching pandas as well. Okay, floating down the river in big underpants. So racing, big underwear. So that's an interesting racing concept, but we'll go with that. Let's see. Let's draw a river here, kind of go like so. We're gonna have our panda. I'm gonna give him another. This would be the panda float, or it's the river floating competition. Okay. And big underpants. I have to do the big underpants. Oh, Tron or Kira style motorcycles. Okay, let's see if I can get to those before. Okay, all right. Underpants. Yes. What's more hilarious than underpants? The underwear racing 500, river racing 500. Okay, so there's that. See, Randy will also be, we'll also have Randy floating in there too. He's also wearing some tidy whities as well. So this is just me just decorating, making the setting a little bit more full, so it feels less like just a random Actually, these things don't really exist in ponds, I don't think, so I'm just going to take those out. Yeah, but there's always a lot of this other random stuff in the forest. Okay, the yes. So that's our underwear floating, big underwear floating racing competition. Interesting. Never thought I'd see that. Okay, last one. We're gonna do one last one here. We're gonna do the yeah. Oh, thanks, Hector. By the way, as you guys are watching this, please hit the like button. It helps with the photo. Helps with the YouTube algorithm. Helps me to get this video out to more people. It helps with my statistics. So, if possible, please just click like and comment below too if you have any feedback for what you like to see in the show. Let's see here. I want to do the Tron bicycle. So that's the Tron bicycles are pretty interesting. Let's see how that looks. I'm gonna go with like the Tron Legacy version because that version looks really cool. All right, I'm gonna turn this off, and our Tron Legacy bike is gonna look something like this. All right. Let's make this cool, okay? All right, what's this part here? I don't know what this is. Oh, all right. So I believe we can have big wheels like so. So we're gonna imagine this thing in a box, something like this. Okay, and I'm just gonna think through how to just place the things in the box so that they make sense. So with the Tron bike, there's a lot of dark shapes. I mean, the whole form is dark, so we don't really I don't have to worry too much about how. Oh yeah, that's right, because the bikes also blend into the characters too. I had to remember that. Let me see here. Yeah, so they also, yeah, I forgot about that. Here, let me just redo this, okay? So I'm just gonna do a simpler drawing because we're running short on time. And so I know this part here, so there's basically two wheels and the characters kind of just fit into the, they kind of mold into the shape. So I think the wheels, yeah, I think like the handles are within the wheel spokes or within the wheel well. Then we'll just smooth this down here. So you kind of have to make it work within. This is another math problem piece where I have to think about the geometry of the Panda and how it fits. Panda doesn't have a very big head, so I try to keep his head as squishy as possible. Yeah, and then I think in the movie, if I remember right, yeah, the Panda becomes part, or the rider melds into the bike. I do remember that the movie looked really cool. I think they had some cool things in Tron Legacy. It got, it seemed kind of like there's some very predictable elements that happen. The CG for Jeff Bridges didn't really age all that well. I mean, at the time it was kind of like, oh, that's interesting, but you could always tell like it wasn't quite ready. Okay, so I'm just gonna check out. Okay, so he's also gonna have like this the light that's gonna come down. here. Okay, so then this is going to be a circle 2. Okay. It's going to come up straight like that, and then it's going to come to a point like that, and then it's going to curve around the wheel. So getting this point is really important. Otherwise, it's going to feel a little bit sloppy. So I'm going to have to make sure that it's going to feel that way. I'm just trying to push the lines a little bit to see if I can get that form to feel right, because this is kind of a tricky geometry, how it comes down, like basically how it comes down like this and it comes down like that. So I'm trying to replicate that. Okay, and then there's like a part down here, I think. It is a really cool looking aesthetic, so I wish, I think when Disney was rebooting all their, trying to reboot this property, I think it had like, I think it's still viable in some degree, but I did also hear that the soundtrack is pretty killer in this movie, so I have to go back and listen to it again. Because I don't think I was a Daft Punk fan all that much, but then so I didn't really pay attention to it when I was watching the movie. But now I'm more open to getting some good tunes, no matter where it comes from. Okay, so this is, boy, this Tron bike is a lot more complicated than I thought I was anticipating. Because I was thinking about like the 90s or the 1980s Tron bike. This would be a cool thing to kind of like go back and maybe clean up a little bit. And then we're just going to go this route and make it all black. Yeah, so anyways, for Friday's live stream, I'm going to be taking your existing drawings and doing it in your style. So it could be anybody can submit their drawings, and I'll do my take on it. if you have kids, feel free to have them send their drawings because it's a lot of fun seeing. I've done monster drawings of other kids drawings, and those are usually a lot of fun because they can create stuff that I myself would never think about. Okay, so let me just try to clean this up a little bit. Okay, so there we go. That's about, and then we'll go. Okay, sorry if I'm a little bit quiet. I'm just trying to finish this last one up before we go. But feel free to like this video if you like what you see. You know, if you don't like what you see, then you don't have to. But you know, it helps me out too with you know, just getting the word out to anybody else who's at home or looking to get some get inspired by art or looking to ask questions about art in general. I'm always available online to talk and to share, and this is all free to you guys. So if anything, send it over to someone that you think might find it valuable or would be helpful, especially if you guys are interested in art. So anyways, that is the Tron. That is our hour for Panda time. Wow. Oh boy, thanks a lot for hanging out, guys. Much appreciated. So this is our racing theme, and it was a lot of fun. Sorry for the little hiccup with the technical difficulties in the beginning, but thanks a lot, guys, for sticking around. So anyways, if you guys like what you see, subscribe and like this video, and also feel free to comment below about things you would like for me to draw or things you would like to see on this channel, and it would help me and also would help you too as well. So you guys have a great rest of the morning and enjoy the sunshine or wherever you are. See you guys later.